Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you guys are new here, I am JV. I'm a second year medical student from St. Luke's Medical Center, College of Medicine, William H. Question Memorial. Yes! So since I've had a lot of requests to make an updated NMAT tips and tricks vlog, I'll do just that for you guys. So in this vlog, I have asked some of my friends from the University of the Philippines, Diliman, who have recently taken the NMAT and did well on it. It's a chance for them to give you guys tips, tricks, and insights on how they did really well on the NMAT so that you guys can do well on it as well. So hello everyone, welcome to my channel. So it's your first time to be featured, diba?
Yes. Hello.
Okay, so ayun, I want you guys to introduce yourselves first. Name and course lang.
So, hi everyone, I'm Dan. I'm from Community Nutrition.
Yes. Hello, I'm Jose. I'm from BS Psychology.
And I'm Alei and I'm from BS Biology.
Okay, so eto, first question, how are you guys feeling naman that NMAT is finally over and then you guys have gotten your results already?
Parang a part of me is like relieved na it's finally over, like the reviewing is done. But part of me parang mas lalong kinakabahan kasi lahat ng pwede mong ibigay nandun na, like your grades are there, the NMAT, it's there now. So it's up for the med school to assess na.
Me, I'm also kind of scared because I don't know if I get in. It's for them to choose us now. And also, parang relax na rin kasi wala na, tapos na yung MMAT eh.
For me naman, parang a big chunk of my stress, parang natanggal siya. But then, yun nga, parang as sabi ni Dan, parang ito pa lang yung start. Kasi now, we have to start applying na to med schools. Yung requirements, sobrang dami. And ang hirap lalo na ngayon kasi online lahat.
I agree, very valid yung mga ganyan kasi napagdaanan din namin yan. So, just to make it clear, di ba first time nyo lahat mag-take ng NMAT? Like,
Yes.
wala sa inyo yung naka-experience nung typical NMAT na face-to-face? Wala. Okay, so eto naman, since walang naka-experience sa inyo, tell me how it was like naman taking the NMAT online and what are its implications?
So for the NMAT online, syempre you have to be ready with the setup. Once you register, you'll be informed of the requirements. Like you'll be needing a Windows laptop, you'll be needing like, for example, your ID, you need to show it at the start. So parang there's a list that CM will give you. So you have to prepare it in advance. And then they also informed us that you have to be there during the set time. It was 7:30. But for my experience, I started opening my browser that CEM uses. So I started being there at 6:30. And when I was there was already a queue. As much as possible, I think tip na rin, you have to be there early. Like 6 pa lang, naka-on na yung laptop mo, naka-open na yung browser, naka-click ka na sa test link. Kasi pag 7:30 ka pupunta doon, girl! Girl! Ganon. So yun siya. I think you have to be there on time talaga and even before because there's that long queue. Actually, in my experience pa nga, I flashed my student ID. Tapos, nag-load siya. Tapos they asked me to take another picture of the ID. So what I use is my passport. So possible tip, as much as possible, dapat may extra ID ka. Because some details of your ID may not be consistent with your registration. So parang yun pa lang, sa start pa lang, merong stressor na kaagad, di ba? Wala pang question. Na-rattle ka na. dapat prepare, dapat early, ganon. So I think, yun, for like starting the NMAT experience.
You also have to practice waking up early. Kasi 6 a.m. siya eh. Nagsistart ka 6 a.m. Tandaan ko ako nun, like, gising na ako 3 a.m. pa lang. Tapos nag-aral na lang ako for the rest of the time. Then, pumasok ako 6 sharp. Tapos yung queue ko, mas maiksi siya. Compared to Dan 56. Ako mga parang 10 lang kami nag-start. They'll remind you of all the instructions, all the things that you're not allowed to do. Like, yung mga prohibited items and all that. And then after the queuing and all that, you put in your details and then you can start with a 4-hour test composed of 2 parts. The part 1 is the aptitude one where you do all the verbal things and the perceptual accuracy, mga ganyan, inductive reasoning. And it's 2 hours and 15 minutes. So after that, it's a break. It's a 10-minute break. you can choose to either continue and not do the 10-minute break, like what I did, because I felt like I was losing the momentum. So I skipped the break. And then after that, it's the special areas. So like physics, chemistry, biology, and social sciences. That's for 1 hour and 30 minutes. Each part is 30 items kasi. So you can skip and then you can go back to biology kahit nasa physics ka na. And that's it. I think you can just end it after you finish all the exams. So medyo mabilis-bilis lang, I think, compared to the previous NMAT. I don't know because I haven't taken the physical end.
Actually, totoo yun. Like, parang nagulat din ako na parang 30 lang pala yung items each.
Yeah.
So, it's significantly parang shorter time. And then, I just wanna clarify, may 10-minute break in between parts, diba? So, you may opt not to like do that. Ganyan.
Yes.
So, you can take the exam continuously lang.
Yes.
Like, how would they know though if like, naka-break ka?
Naka-time yung browser nila. So, makikita mo yung oras nila. Then, palagi may nakatingin na proctor sa'yo. So, there's an assigned proctor.
Alei, can you tell us naman yung mga implications siguro ng pag-take ng online NMAT?
For me yung napansin ko lang, parang yung mga disadvantages that I saw because first, online nga siya. There's no physical paper. Ako kasi sanay ako sa mga sit-in test na may pen and paper. Tapos, ngayon na online, parang yung susulatan mo kasi whiteboard siya. Either that or digital scratchpad, which is super hassle kasi parang you use your mouse pa and it takes a lot of time kasi you open close mo pa siya habang nagtitake ka ng exam. And yun nga, what if yung internet mo hindi rin siya ganun ka-stable? So parang yun pa lang may mga worries ka na. So may mga ganun na disadvantages. Pero like on the other hand, for me advantage kasi parang mag-isa lang ako. So, alam niyo yung pressure na kapag nag-exam ka with maraming tao na napipressure ka na hala, ba't ang bilis naman yung sumagot. Parang walang ganun na pressure. And parang, ayun na, comfortable ka lang kasi andun ka sa sanay ka na space, tapos naka-shirt and shorts nga lang ako. So, parang chill lang siya. Hindi siya as super nakaka-pressure as parang pag nag-sets kayo, ganun. Na yung pressure na mag-aantay ka, tapos pag upo mo, ala, ang daming tao, gano'n. Parang chill lang talaga siya for me, yung pag-take ng exam.
Can you think of other advantages or disadvantages naman?
Encoding specificity, I think it's familiar. It's like, you study in your place, nandito ka na dito ka mag-exam, dito ka nag-aaral. So, most likely, mas matatandaan mo yung concepts kung instant ka nag-aaral. You take advantage of your thing. So, what I did was I put like papers sa sa wall ko. So for example, parang nakakita, parang may natandaan akong equation dyan na ano gagawin ko. Parang ganun lang. So you can take advantage of your home as your testing center, kumbaga.
That's interesting.
If I might add also, it was mentioned like yung noise, bawal pala mag-mouth. Like for example, binabasa mo yung question like, what is the form, ganon. Bawal kasi they might interpret it as like my other person at the back of your screen na tinatanong mo. So if you mouth, you're gonna get called out. So I think the challenge is probably, I don't know if this is minor, but anxiety talaga. Like, what if the proctor thinks you're cheating? Like, I just want to look at the roof or ganon. Like, bawal yon. Actually, I have a friend na physics ata yun. Tapos hindi na siya nakatingin sa camera or nakatingin siya or in the screen. Tapos pina-turn yung niya, yung laptop, pina-scan around if meron bang formula, ganon. So, parang ako, parang hala. So, if merong tao na parang, so if merong tao for example na may notes siya somewhere, tapos na-scan, parang bar ka sa NMAT, ganon. Yun siya anxiety. Like, alam mo yung kahit wala kang ginagawang masama pero may nakatingin sa'yo, like, gano'n. Tapos also pala, during my quanti, every time I solve, after each item, pinapa-erase yung whiteboard ko. It was not the same experience for everyone. May iba daw na okay lang. Pero sa akin, pinapa-erase, dapat blank yung whiteboard after every question. So I think this has an impact on inductive kasi some people have a strategy where you write the alphabet.
Mhm.
Diba? Like, kasi diba there are patterns. So, syempre sinusulat yung alphabet and the corresponding number. So, that time, pinapa-erase every time. So, ako parang, hala, mas nasayang ako sa oras. Diba? Ginagawa mo yung alphabet para sobrang quick talaga yung J10. Ganun. Pero sa akin, hala, pinapaulit. So, medyo haggard. Ganun. Syempre, you're being watched. Syempre, dapat nakatingin ka sa screen. Parang grabe yung parang alam mo yung dapat talaga wala kang bahid na suspicion, ganon. So, iniisip mo pa yung tanong, iniisip mo pa yung, oh my God, criminal ba ako, ganon. May nagagawa ba akong masama, ganon. My second challenge would be yung eye strain and back pain. As in, I underestimated it. I only tried the mock style na online once. And I suggest you try it as many times as possible na straight nakatingin sa screen for like 4 hours. Kasi once ko lang na-try, tapos sa perceptual, there was this one time na hindi ko na mahanap yung differences. Ako parang inisip ko na parang, hala, bakit di ko mahanap ang sakit na ng mata ko? Tapos rub na ako ng eyes, which was really wrong. So yun siguro yung major challenge for me. Yung sa perceptual, which it reflected. It reflected talaga.
For me naman, yung pinaka-challenge talaga is to remain focused the entire time. Like, maraming instances kasi, like, kunyari, yung start sa umaga, it was super early. After nung queue, diba, papapasukin ka na, start na pala agad yon. So, pagka-start, medyo spaced out pa ako na hindi ko pa na-feel na, ay, ito na pala yung start. So, medyo nung start, medyo mabagal pa yung pag-process ko dun sa questions. Tapos, yung mga distractions din like maingay sa labas, biglang may Shopee na magdo-doorbell, gano'n. tapos yung distraction pa na isa na parang nagugulat talaga ako. Bigla na lang magpo-pop up yung chat, tapos may malakas na ting na sound yun Tapos nagugulat talaga ako, tapos nga kinakabahan din ako kung anong sasabihin. Tapos parang one time nasita ako kasi parang yung laptop ko, parang yung screen nakaganon na. Tapos kalahati na lang daw ng face ko yung kita. Tapos, I don't know kung anong iniisip ng proctor doon. But then, yung whiteboard ko, in-erase din niya. Pinapatingnan niya kung ano yung nakasulat. Ganun. So, strict sila sa mga ganun.
Okay, so eto naman, I want you guys to be honest. Would you say na it was more difficult than expected or easier than expected?
So, before kasi, mga July, ang aga nag-start mag-review. Pero, nag-start ako na maaga pero nag-pause ako Parang, I was practicing shading talaga, yung pencil. Like, sobrang tinry ko yun i-master. Dapat sobrang bilis ko mag-shade. Hindi siya maging problem sa akin. In terms siguro of experience, I felt like it was more difficult in a way like you've never experienced an online exam before. Siyempre, yung mga written, yung mga shade, I've experienced it when I was, entrance exam for high school, entrance exam for college, or yung online na setup, sobrang new talaga siya for me. I could have prepared more in that aspect. So yun, I felt like it was more challenging in that way.
For me naman, I think it was, specifically for the special areas, yung mga sciences, it was easier than expected. Because I didn't really solve a lot. It's conceptual kasi. So what you have to do is like, you just have to understand what the meaning of the concept is. And it's most probable that you can answer the question already. It's more difficult for the first part because, ayun nga, the eye strain, it really affects you a lot.
For me naman, parang honestly, I found it relatively easier talaga than I expected. Because when I answered the practice set, as in nahirapan talaga ako. Like, yung time pa lang like tinatime ko kasi yung sarili ko sa pag-answer ng each sub-test. Like, sobrang tagal. Like, ilang oras para sa isang part pa lang, ganun. Parang lalo na yung physics, nahirapan ako dun since ang raming concepts and like mga problem solving na hindi ko talaga alam. But then, pagdating sa exam, yung mga questions, kaya mo siyang makuha from the question itself and dun sa choices. Kaya mo ma-deduce or you can eliminate yung mga basic formulas sa physics. Hindi nga rin siya nagamit. So, parang basic concepts lang talaga siya.
I feel like siguro, if you think about it kasi, I think it's harder in a way because there are only 30 items, as you mentioned earlier, per subject dun sa second part, diba? Or I think for every single part. Okay, for everything. So imagine like 30 items lang, and then what if like you missed like studying like yung topic na yon?
Part-time.
It's impossible din naman for you to know everything, ganyan. Like, feeling ko that's what makes it hard eh. Kasi ang mas onti yung bawi mo ba? Imagine kapag like 10 out of like 30 questions sa physics hindi mo naaral. Like, GG ka na talaga, ganyan. So, feeling ko that's what makes it hard then. Relatively, a factor din siguro that I think is because it's their first time administering this exam online. So, they wanna make sure na parang it's not as difficult as the usual one. So, feel ko factor yon na naging easier or more difficult, ganyan. But at least you guys survived naman. So, I feel like it's an okay exam, ganyan.
Yes.
Okay, so can you share naman kung anong sub-test kayo nahirapan or if nahirapan man kayo sa anything at saka anong sub-test kayo super nadalian, ganyan?
For me, I think what was hard was verbal reasoning actually because that's the first test you see.
Mm-hmm.
And for example, yung word analogy ba yun? Tapos meron silang malalim na word na di ko talaga alam. So, I didn't bother taking my time on it. I just guessed. I skipped it. And nag-reflect naman siya sa grade because of verbal reasoning. And then the easy part is probably the whole of part 2. As in, pinasadahan ko lang siya kasi nga conceptual lang talaga siya.
For me naman, same din kay Jose, yung parts na nahirapan ako is yung verbal talaga. Kasi like, if hindi mo alam yung isang word dun sa pair ng words or dun sa tatlo, parang ang hirap po na makita kung ano yung relationship niya dun sa other words. So parang hindi siya yung other parts na kaya mong i-take from the context. Parang yun lang kasi yung words eh. So wala kang ibang pagkukunan ng idea. So like smart guess lang talaga yung you can do. It's harder pa kasi yun nga, sa screen lang, hindi siya yung paper na kaya mong ikot-ikutin, ganun. So ako yung umiikot, ako yung gumaganon. Buti nga hindi ako nasita ng proctor about that. And for the second part naman, yung physics yung nahirapan ako na part. Since kahit alam ko yung basic concepts, may mga concepts na hindi ko nadaanan since isang physics subject lang yung na-take ko. Yung part naman na nadalian ako for the first part, nagulat din ako nung nadalian ako sa kanya is yung quantitative. Yung mga niya kasi, yung mga questions niya, like super basic lang. Like I remember this one question. Like may super habang expression na naka-parenthesis, raised to 0. So parang sobrang giveaway ng mga ganong questions. So parang, oh my God, thank you. Nagulat din ako na nadalian ako sa part na to, which is yung social sciences. Kasi yun nga, yung background ko, diba, bio ako, so I don't know much about sa mga social sciences. Pero kasi like, yung questions niya, ang hahaba nung sinasabi, na parang kinikwento na rin niya kung ano yung possible na sagot. So yun nga, kaya mo mag-eliminate ng mga answers na, okay, sure akong hindi ito yung sagot. And parang kaya mo ma-relate, kasi relate yung mga words na binibigay niya sa question. Parang synonym na rin siya nung answer. Ganon. So, kayang-kaya yung part na yun.
So, for me naman, sa part 1, ang pinaka-nahirapan talaga ko is perceptual and inductive or everything with figures. Kasi, actually yung perceptual, sa practice test, ang laki ng score ko. So sabi ko, okay lang pala ako sa perceptual. Tapos pagdating ng exam, yung choices, hindi siya naka-straight. Di ba sa practice test, magkatabi. Pag ganon, tapos ako parang hala. Tapos di ba may mga technique na up-down. Hindi mo magagamit yung up-down kasi hindi magkatabi lahat. So parang, oh my gosh, na-rattle talaga ako ng technique. So yun, tapos syempre same problems like yung verbal, yung reading comprehension, parang what is the author trying to say, parang ewan, parang what are you diba, syempre like, yan naman talaga yung problema sa reading comprehension, malay ko ba? So yun, so part 2 naman, I studied more on social science kasi I never took social science subjects, and I think that was my mistake. Kasi yung mga questions talaga ng social science, like, what is the process of reacting? A, reaction. Parang, girl, nag-aaral ako. Parang yun, parang may mga time na sobrang giveaway na parang, hala, nag-aaral ako dito. Parang, bakit ito lang? Yung mga ganung level. So I think talaga, parang for me like, the practice level and the exam level, parang hindi siya same energy.
Mm.
Parang sa practice test, parang sobrang nadiyan ako sa perceptual, pero pagdating sa real, parang it's different. Tapos sa practice test ng chem, parang, hala, ano to? What is happening? Ganon. Reaction, how many moles? Ganon. Tapos pagdating na exam, okay naman pala.
Mhm.
Ganon. So yun, in short, mag-aral ka na lang talaga lahat.
Okay. So actually, like parang sobrang valid ang mga sinasabi ninyo. And I feel like as I was listening to you guys, parang na-realize ko na like one of the factors din pala na what makes the face-to-face harder than the online is it's longer. Kasi yung fatigue eh. Like imagine whole day kang nag-e-exam. And na-mention kanina ni Jose na parang nahirapan ka na sa first, hindi mo like, sa amin nga na sinasabi namin, hala, itutuloy pa ba natin yung second part, ganyan. Kasi mavo-void yung exam mo pag hindi ka nag-second part on that day. Ganyan. So feel ko that's a big factor na ang haba, tas yung anxiety talagang like, full day siya sis, hindi siya half day lang, ganyan. So eto naman, let's talk about preparation naman for the NMAT. So in terms of preparing for the NMAT, how long did you guys prepare for the test? Like, did you guys think that it was enough then?
This is funny because actually nung mga July, ganyan. Sabi ko, matutuloy pa ba yung NMAT? Parang feel ko maka-cancel to. So hindi ako nag-aral nung July, August, September, October. Nag-start talaga ako November as in pagkatapos ko mag-apply for the online NMAT. That's when I was starting. Tapos, yun din yung parang medyo breakish because of the calamities and all. So, dun talaga, as in, I focused my time on studying the mismong science and all that. I think it was okay naman in general.
For me naman, like, to be honest, naka-aral lang talaga ako ng super seryoso for 1 week. And that was week before NMAT. But before that, nung July din, nag-enroll ako sa review classes. But then, after nun, hindi na talaga nasundan yung aral ko since yun nga, ang dami talagang ganap na ACADS, like requirements, thesis, ganun. So, ang hirap, isabay, sa totoo lang. And same with Jose, sure na kasi ako na January ko siya iti-take. Tapos bigla silang naglabas ng dates ng December. So, parang kami ng mga batchmates ko, hala, mag-take na ba tayo, ganun. Oh, marami bang mag-take ngayon, ganun. So, parang inisip namin na, sige tara, try natin i-take para alam natin kung paano mag-online NMAT. Tapos, try na lang ulit natin sa January if ever hindi okay. So, yun. Hindi ako super naka-prepare since yun nga, parang in-expect ko na, okay, practice ko lang ito na NMAT since sa January yung seryoso. Ganun. So, better sana as early as possible since yun, yung first part, sobrang kailangan siya ng practice. Huwag niyong gayahin yung 1 week. Ginawa ko na id-aral talaga. Like, as early as possible, start studying and mag-practice kayo araw-araw. Lalo na dun sa first part.
So, for me naman, same with Alei last July, nag-enroll ako to review center. And the entire July, parang medyo nafe-feel ko pa na, yes, let's go, NMAT, gano'n. Tapos inaral ko yung social science that time, like lahat ng possible na social science, gano'n. Sobrang focus ko doon kasi wala nga akong na-take before. Tapos I actually nag-release sila ng August na may NMAT, where it was for the March takers na hindi natuloy because of the pandemic. So parang panay announcement na the next NMAT, yung mga March takers pa rin. So parang, ay, next year na ako, gano'n, nawalan ako ng gana. Tapos, nung November na first week, nag-announce na may schedule. Tapos ako parang in denial, ayoko pang mag-take. Until parang na-feel ko na, hala, what if mag-take na lang kaya ako? Tapos nung napili kong schedule, November 27 na. So like, it was like November 7 ako nag-register. November 27 yung exam. So parang 20 days. So syempre, 20 days na. Syempre, nung start ng 20 days, nagpa-practice ako. Parang nawalan na ulit ako ng gana. Parang, January na lang, trial na lang, gano'n. So yun, parang, I think the problem siguro, nung naka-aral ako in that 20 days, was that I was just studying and reading. And I think it's really wrong. Dapat talaga mag-practice ka. Like, practice answering, kahit part 2. And of course, the practice test na computer, ganon. Kasi ako, piniprint ko, hindi ko alam bakit ko piniprint. Alam ko namang online. Gusto ko kasi mag-shade. Shade ako, enjoy. Kaya nun, pagdating ng real exam, hala, Ano to, nakatingin lang ako. So yun, feel ko yung talaga, if ever man na you're at a point na kulang yung time, bawiin mo sa strategy. So yun siguro yung na-pick up ko.
Okay, so I think like common denominator talaga yung like hindi kayo confident prior to taking the exam. So you were talking about yung duration ng pag-study. So ano yung masasuggest ninyo na like time span siguro? Like ideally?
Ako for me talaga mas maganda yung little by little tapos everyday. And then also, in terms of duration naman, I think to be honest, kaya naman siya ng 1 month. Hindi ko alam ha. Kasi nag-self-review lang ako and all.
For me naman, it really depends per person. Like yung college course mo and yung background mo. Yun nga, since 1 week lang ako nag-aral, mas nag-focus ako dun sa iba na hindi ko talaga strengths, which is soc-sci and physics. Yun din, yung strategy mo, ano ba yung strengths ko, ano yung weaknesses ko, saan ako mag-focus. Pero better talaga, as early as possible, you start studying.
Yun, for me naman, I definitely agree with what Alei said na dapat mag-assessment ka muna with yourself. Like, with the skills that you have, with the knowledge that you know, yung mga na-take mo na subjects. Kasi, parang syempre, magdedepende naman kung gaano kalalim yung i-exert mo na effort, ganun. Tapos, for me, I think if time lang pag-uusapan, I think 1 month or 2 months would do. Kasi for me, studying like a lot of items would give you confidence. Kasi iba pa rin na pumapasok ka ng NMAT na alam mong nag-aral ka compared sa pumasok ka ng NMAT na wala ka talagang alam, di ba?
Okay, so to medyo end the session naman na kasi I'm learning a lot na information about the NMAT. So what's your guys' advice naman to the people taking the NMAT na soon? Like this January, meron ng NMAT ulit, di ba? So ano yung advice ninyo? Practical or like mga study planning wise, tips, ganyan. Ibigay nyo na kasi last chance nyo na to para magbigay ng tips and advice.
I don't know if this tip would be for everyone, pero nakatulong sa akin yung pag-enroll sa review center. Kasi they would give tips talaga and tricks on how to solve problems faster. And they would emphasize yung mga concepts na they know are important. Parang, that helped me rin. Kasi parang, I know na if I just self-study, may tendency ako natatamarin na lang din ako. So, better if parang may class and may schedule talaga. Another tip for me is while self-studying naman, dapat may mga index cards ka and while studying, sulat mo yung mga formulas or yung mga concepts na you would need to remember or like yung mga kaya mo aralin last minute before like a day before the exam. For me, yung mga days before exam, yun na kasi talaga yung binabalikan ko. And also, another tip is you can join mga Facebook groups or mga messenger groups. This for me was helpful kasi may mga people na nagbibigay sila ng mga review materials. And parang kahit i-scan mo lang ng konti, may makukuha ka na. And also, yung mga sa group chat naman, parang you can ask questions kapag meron kang hindi alam sagutan. And parang magkakaroon ng conversation about it. So, syempre, iba-iba yung sagot ng mga tao. Parang may mga questions, like, lalo na sa inductive, parang hindi lang kasi isang way yung pagtingin mo sa pattern. Like, iba-iba yun per person. So, parang may napupulot ka rin na techniques from that. Tapos, before the exam naman, or like days before, yun nga, parang get enough sleep or ayusin nyo na yung body clock nyo kung ayaw nyo hindi kayo magising. My main tip naman for while taking the exam is just relax and don't panic. If you don't know a question or you don't know how to answer it, yung tip ko is just put any letter muna. So for me, it's C. I always put C. Then may button kasi na revisit. So I would do that for sa questions na gusto ko muna i-skip. So I'll put C, then mark it as revisit, and skip ko muna. And once natapos ko na lahat ng mga parts na alam ko, babalikan ko na yung lahat ng questions na may mark na revisit. Yung paglagay rin ng letter C for me, parang safety ko yun na if biglang matapos yung time, at least meron akong nalagay na answer at hindi ko siya iniwan lang na walang sagot. Yun. So just trust yourself and stay calm.
For me, I think the best way to prepare. I think a really good way to prepare is to know like the general flow of the exam, to know like the general like concepts. Kasi kahit sabihin na maraming concepts ang NMAT, meron talagang concepts na they're most likely gonna show up. Like for example, for SOC side, defense mechanisms. Sa site, parang there's always probably gonna be an item for that. Quanti, special products, di ba? Parang sa factoring, meron talagang magni-need ng factoring. So, and most likely, they're gonna use special products for that. So, parang meron talagang mga ibang concepts that they're most likely going to be there. And I think, second and most importantly, na hindi pa na-touch on, is yung practice talaga. Like, nothing beats practicing the exam again and again. Not only will it give you confidence, it will give you like speed and accuracy na parang kasi pag-iisip mo, parang kahit pag-input mo, example sa Excel sheet ka nagpa-practice, kahit pag-input mo, mas lalo kang bumibilis. So, yun, parang nagigets na yun ng kamay mo anong gagawin. So, I think that's really one thing that would help you.
Sa akin naman, nakatulong yung short review ko on that time. Feeling ko mas nahirapan pa ka dun sa review na yun kaysa dun sa NMAT talaga. Sobrang helpful nung parang warm up, kumbaga, before the exam because it's really early. My second tip naman is to maximize your test-taking environment. Kung may mga walls ka dyan, ilagay mo dyan Bernoulli's principle, equity of equation of continuity, ganyan. Like yung mga stuff na hindi mo maalala, pero pag nandyan yun sa wall mo, for example, parang maalala mo, parang nakita ko yan dito, somewhere there. And siguro lastly, it's just focus talaga sa exam. Ayun lang naman.
Okay, that's great advice from you guys. At least very fresh pa sa inyo experience talaga. And also, just to add siguro na like NMAT nga is not just about what you know. It's like how well you know what you know eh. Like kasi may mga concepts na like innate na talaga na alam mo na siya. So mas madaling mo siyang sasagutan, ganyan. And to add to that also, NMAT is more of 50% yung concepts of what you know nga, yung sinabi ko. And then 50% siguro yung exam taking talaga yung ina-assess doon. It's not just like how much you know talaga. It's more of like exam taking kasi like wherever you go, like kahit anong field man yan, like especially in medicine, which you guys are gonna venture into na like soon, ganyan. Kailangan mo talaga ng good testmanship. Like yun talaga yung pinaka-importante. Like ang dami-daming concepts sa med school. It's impossible for you to like go through it talaga and know it well. So kailangan magaling ka mag-test. So feeling ko it's a start. Like feeling ko patikim na yun ng med school sa inyo. And I just want to congratulate you guys for like surviving NMAT kasi I know na you guys did really well and considering na like online nga siya, it's not like the usual type, ganyan. Congratulations for finishing. So looking forward naman, if you guys may share, if you wanna share, like ano yung mga top choices yun naman ng med school? So kahit enumerate them lang. Let's start with Alei.
For me now, yung top 2 ko is UPCM and St. Luke's talaga. Coming from watching your vlogs then, I see na okay sa St. Luke's and from what I hear sa upper batches, okay talaga siya. And yun nga, I think it depends din naman sa person kung saan yung gusto niya. Marami kasing factors na need i-consider for this.
So, hindi pa ako masyadong sure with my choices. But I've already set like I've already prepared requirements for different med schools. I'm also looking not only the Metro Manila schools, but like UP, Ateneo, St. Luke's, but also sa province, since I'm from the province, like CIM and West. So yun. Pero masyado pang hindi pa ako sure kasi 'di ba, parang the med school app process is another battle of its own. Like, syempre, it's a race to the deadlines, the requirements, na hindi lang ikaw, pati yung TOR mo, pati yung OUR, college sec, dapat sila mag-participate, gano'n. Teamwork ko, wag niyo akong iwan, gano'n.
That's
so yun. I'll look into pa kung ano yung kaya kong matapos na requirements. Definitely, I'm gonna apply to those schools.
Okay, lastly, Jose.
Ako, biggest factor ko talaga is the expenses I'll be having for the rest of my med school. Kasi matagal din siya, 5 years or 4. So, that's why so far, my only pick is UPCM because it's the one with the lowest tuition fee at least.
With that, I want to thank you guys for being with me today and thank you for sharing your guys' knowledge about the online NMAT kasi nga like we're all adjusting and I'm pretty sure na like people would like if people watch this video, feeling ko may mga makukuha silang advice and like practical things na galing sa inyo. So, thank you guys!